So we the people have a problem, and we are done with the Don Lemons, Hillary Clintons, and Representative Omars of this country, and others like them around the world. Y'all seem to think that there's a problem with a certain persuasion of white man of an ethnic and religious background. You say that the white man is violent, that the white man is destroying this country, that the white man is setting us back and doing more harm than anybody else. When Charlie Kirk was assassinated, tell me, how many white men took to the streets to burn the cities down? How many white men picked up rocks and bricks and hammers and started smashing glass to loot stores, destroy lives, ruin businesses? How many white men were in the street fighting cops? I didn't see that. I saw white men coming together with black men and Asian men and brothers and sisters of all walks and religions and colors coming together to mourn the passing of a man who was assassinated in front of his own family. It wasn't white men mourning, it was all brothers and sisters mourning. Anybody with a heart and a conscience, that is, that knows that it's wrong to take a life of a man just because you can't agree with what he has to say. Used to be a time in this country when if you didn't have an agreement, you'd sit down and talk it out. And if you still couldn't have an agreement at the end of that discussion, it was, well, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. This country was founded on the idea and the principles that just because you come from a different walk of life doesn't mean we can't get along. It's why they say this country is one of the greatest melting pots in the world. And yet, we're assassinating people because we don't want to have a simple discussion. Because we feel that just because somebody is different than us, we have the right to take their lives. That's not a white man thing. It's not a black man thing. That's just an evil thing. It's an evil thing to do. And to sit here and to blame the white man for all the problems going on in this country, all the violence that's going on in this country, is asinine. White men weren't part of the BLM organization in a large part because there are a few that have their heads shoved squarely up their rear ends and can't think for themselves. But BLM, which stands for Black Lives Matter, which we all know because we all sat around and watched them burn down cities, destroy stores, ruin businesses, and ruin people's lives because of what? A temper tantrum over a social injustice that they felt slighted on. Because when the white men feel a social injustice, we use our voice. But BLM decided that their voice was not an appropriate tool to use. Violence was. Antifa, which has been labeled as a terrorist organization, which is about time, is finally getting dealt with after how many years? They set up their own little base in Portland and were killing people, destroying stores, burning federal buildings. Why? Because they can, and they thought nobody was willing to stop them. These things end now. We, the people, will not be blamed for the problems going on in this country when we are the ones that are peacefully gathering together to mourn the loss of a brother. We, the people, are backing his wife and trying to uplift the children so that this way the memory of their father will never be forgotten and the legacy that he has shown us will be carried on long into the future for generations to come. His name will ring through the halls and his children will know the bravery he showed on a daily basis, confronting people with nothing more than words. Words are an extremely powerful tool. That's why a lot of liberals needed safe spaces to go and run and cry to when somebody said a mean word that upset them. And then they want to throw around words like racist and bigot and homophobe and xenophobe and every other phobia you have. Well, the problem is we're not afraid. That's why we speak up. That's why we stand united. That's why we come together to tell you that you are wrong, and we will move towards a better future. And we will not do it through fear. We will not do it through violence. We will do it with the Bible in our hand and love in our heart for our brothers and sisters of this country and this world. But here's my big question. If the white men are so evil, Hillary Clinton, Don Lemon, Representative Omar, why are you shacked up with them? Why are you married to a white man if the white men in this country are so evil, so violent, and destroying everything around them? It's because it doesn't fit your narrative until you want it to fit your narrative. Your narrative is wrong. We, the people, will rise with our love, our accepting. We are Charlie Kirk. Question is, who are you? If you like what I have to say, if you feel the same way I do, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you know somebody that you think would need to hear this, share it to them. Let's see what they got to say. As always, guys, be safe, love one another. I love you. Goodbye.